Good afternoon and welcome to City Journal News.
Here's what's making the headlines this Tuesday, September 15.
If you haven't already gathered, Australian politics is a weird beast. In the past 5 years, we've had 6 challenges to a sitting Prime Minister, with Tony Abbott being the latest head to fall at the hands of his own party. But commentators were quite bemused in the aftermath of last night's coup, with Mr Abbott refusing to make an appearance. Sky News even had a chopper following his official car. Speaking at Parliament House today, this was undoubtedly a sombre occasion for all involved.
Of course, the government wasn't perfect. We have been a government of men and women, not a government of gods walking upon the earth. Few of us, after all, entirely measure up to expectations.
Change, but some cynics believe it will be more of the same. The great advocate of an Australian republic, Malcolm Turnbull, kept things the same as he pledged allegiance to the Queen as he was sworn in as Australia's 29th Prime Minister. Like Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard before him, Abbott's dwindling numbers in the opinion polls were part of his downfall. But will Mr Turnbull be able to turn the government's fortunes around? Sam Kuchiyara has the latest.
This is Australia's 5th Prime Minister in just 5 years. Malcolm Turnbull sweeping to victory last night in the hope of salvaging a government in turmoil.
This has been a very important day in the life of the nation.
But the constant change in leadership from both sides of politics has left some questioning our democratic system.
Well, it's become the new normal in Australia, really, hasn't it? I don't think it's great. I think we risk being a bit of an international laughing stock.
Very embarrassing for the rest of the world to see.
I don't know about the instability of switching prime ministers.
Many seeing Mr Turnbull as in touch with voters, despite being the richest politician behind Clive Palmer.
Look, I think he's a pretty charming, charismatic guy. People respond to him at a personal level.
Tony Abbott spent less time in office than Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard, just 4 days short of his 2nd anniversary. And thanks to reforms he brought in, he won't get the PM's bonus pension.
He's patronising, he doesn't and didn't treat the Australian public with a lot of respect.
The new PM vowing to be a more consultative leader, but not straying from traditional Liberal values.
We need to have, in this country, and we will have now, an economic vision, a leadership that explains the great challenges and opportunities that we face.
So where to now? Mr Turnbull is more progressive than his colleagues on issues like gay marriage and climate change, but he's indicated he won't stray far from Abbott's existing policies for the time being.
I don't foresee Malcolm Turnbull making any big moves in those policy areas. He, as I said, I think he has made some undertakings to his parliamentary colleagues.
Mr Turnbull's vowed to see out the term before next year's election. A new cabinet expected within the next week. Sam Kuchiyara, City Journal News.
Global warming is having a big impact on the planet, but it's not always easy to see how. Now Melburnians are being trained to help scientists see the impact on our native plant life. Victoria Knauf went on the Climate Watch walk.
Here, in the lush grounds of the Royal Botanic Gardens, everything seems as it should. But look a little closer and you can see the devastating effect climate change is having on our natural surrounds.
Climate Watch is unique in terms of starting that large-scale data set for the Southern Hemisphere, and that data will allow us to make decisions across a range